being the person that you are and the organisations, the companies that you've run and whatnot, would you ever say, like, you know a lot of people, but is there ever times when you feel alone, like you've got all this support, but you actually feel like, oh, it's just me? Or
most of the time.
Yeah.
I've got amazing friends and people who, if I wanted to talk to them, I could go and talk to them, people who would do a lot for me. So it's not a reflection of the friends.
No, at all. It's how you are as a person.
It's more how I am. Like, I've always been the fixer of most situations, right? So in my family, I'm the breadwinner. At work, I'm the CEO. So when something's not going right, when a project's failing, when we need to invest in something, that conversation has to make its way to me because I'm the person who can sign off, and who can deal with those things. What is hard, I think, for people to understand sometimes is that my outgoings every month are like this much, right? These are my outgoings every month because of the people I support, because of like lifestyle, because of investments we made, right? So these are my outgoings every month. So when a cousin can't pay their mortgage and it's £1,000 problem, I can fix that problem. If I can't meet my outgoings for the month, there isn't anybody really I can call to go, like, I'm having a bad month. I need 50 grand or whatever the number is. Do you know what I mean? And that, even though I've never really had that situation, just knowing that is a lonely thing, right? And having so many people around where you're blessed to be able to support so many people or help so many people, what it actually means is your phone rings a lot. It's not a problem, but in the dark of the night, sometimes you go to bed and you're like, I've sorted that out, help that, did I do that? Did I get back to that person? Did I tell him to call him to sort that out for him? Okay, cool, I've done all of that, sorted that out for everybody. Okay, let me go to bed, and you realise I haven't done anything for myself today.
The word resilience is a serious word.
Yeah.
And it's made me the man I am. Maybe that's why I get angry, bro. I get angry now when people have any kind of stupid comments about anything I say or anything I do, because I really want to tell you,
you don't know where I've come from, innit? Like, I've had to the adversity I've had to go through.
I mean, you just don't know me, fam. So when I think the
different roles you've had to play,
fam, the different roles and stuff. Even when I started counselling, fam, and to me it was a big step to me because even my aunt said, "Right, you want to use everything as therapy." That's why I cry a lot. Because as soon as I get to open up,
100%,
I get to let out my thing, and it makes me feel good. Because it also makes me reminisce to where I've actually come from. There's no joke. It's where I've really come from. So it's like counselling. My counsellor used to say to me, "Wow, hey, you didn't get to be a kid. Like, you're traumatized. You didn't get to be a kid. You had to be an adult from early." I don't really look at it like that.
Yeah.
But it's true.
Yeah, it's the reality, isn't it? Yeah.
You know, when we playing computer, my bedroom door's getting kicked off. Like, what the hell? I thought, all right, let me give you a straight one now. We want real gems. Right now, fam, if something bangs, you'll see me jump. I'm not on it, man.
Yeah.
My door got kicked off twice a week for the last 5, 6, 7 years straight in my life. So you see just the hair and boom, 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 boom. It's like,
trauma, isn't it? It's the trauma, isn't it?
Loud things dropping.
It's the trauma.
I get annoyed, man. It's
100%.
So, the lifestyle those days, it was unbearable for some children to be in that toxic environment. I was just one of the lucky ones to be able to use that pain as strength.
Obviously, it's your experiences of working in football, but then you're dealing with other people's mental health. Like, because it sounds like it's complex and so much issues going on, like, mentally. How do you, and I'm sure you've got young players that you play with that have got certain issues mentally, like whatnot. How do you deal with your own mental health when it comes to things like this? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's the training for you guys like?
Like, when you think of some of the young players, really talented players, and then they've had, different mental issues because of the pressure inside of football, outside of football, at home. There's a lot of things that people don't understand, and obviously we'd never mention people, but there's been a lot of players that have literally been at the brink of, literal breakdown. Do you know what I mean? And then whilst we're doing that, we've either got an academy to run, or we've got the first team at Dulwich to run. It's about trust and resources, because I suppose if you used 3 leagues higher, you've got a team that can say, right, you know what? You may have come to Gav or Jew first about this, but I'm going to take over now and we're going to really help you.
Yeah.
It's a one-stop shop. With at our level, it's like, if I buy into you, I'm talking to you, I ain't talking to no one else. There ain't anyone else anyway.
How's that for you? Like being basically, you are the brand. I'm sure you get 100 calls. Everyone, you have to smile with everyone. Oh, yeah. Because you are the actual brand. How's that for you?
It's hard because it's like every minute, I always, like you said, I always have to be this smiling character where people don't know I'm actually human. But sometimes I'm just like, bun everyone.
Yeah.
I just want to just stay at home and play Grand Theft Auto. But then I get a phone call and I'm thinking that could be someone who's really starving and they really plucked up the courage to call me. Because a lot of people are embarrassed to call and say that they need help. So I don't want to miss a call. And then it could be someone who actually was like, should I call him? I don't want to call him. I don't want to look like I'm actually begging, but I actually really need help. I don't want to do it. That's how I think in my head. Because there was one time, I was at the soup kitchen and a guy, remember I said we close at 2:00, And this is the day we stopped doing it. A guy come in at 5 minutes to 2. And we was like, bro, food's done. Everything's done. Like, we need to cut. We need to go. And it was like, oh, can't you not stay like 20 minutes? We're like, nah, check us on Tuesday. Check us on Tuesday. Trust me, we're here, man. We're here Tuesday, man. Bearing in mind, we had nowhere to go, I went on my Facebook on the Sunday and the guy committed suicide. And till that day is when I said, if somebody says they need me and they want to talk to me, I'm talking. I don't care how long it's going to be. I failed that person.
My sister was going through a difficult time. She still hasn't overcome the death of my brother. And she was having a breakdown. I was kind of obviously going through my traumas, and then what she was going through kind of passed on to myself. And we ended up just kind of not being ourselves, and ended up it was in Peckham, was on like no sleep, I was going through a stage where I was just doing random things, like giving out money to just random strangers and just not out of character, innit? So it wasn't me, basically.
So you were just doing things that, and did you have any control of it when you were doing these things? Or
no, anybody that suffers with or gets sectioned, they don't have no understanding of it. And the easiest option is to just section you, put you on medication, and then you're believed to, you've got that stigma of I'm unwell, I'm mentally unstable, I'm mad. And so at that point, we're in Peckham, and I just started spazzing out, and the police got called, and it was outside, Peckham post office. Yeah, it was there. And then me and my sister's on some spiritual stuff where we're telling them, look, this is happening, that's happening. And obviously to the naked eye or the...
Just look like you're bugging out. And so you see all of that, like there's always stigmas, like in terms of, remember, you're who you are. Yeah. You've got a reputation and whatnot. So it's like, Daniel's a madman, he's a this, he's a that. What's that feel like?
Yeah, that's the saddest thing, because a lot of people that go through these experiences get labelled with that, the stigma. Yeah. And I felt it from some of my friends and people that know me, or people that may have heard that this has happened, or they're unsure about me now. They're already thinking, what's he gonna, do you know what I mean? Or they don't know how to really approach you, where really you're struggling, you're suffering psychologically. And it's not a nice thing, because once that stigma's there, you can be made to believe that you're like that. I call it a spiritual experience, isn't it? On the mental side of things, they call it a breakdown. So I call it a breakthrough, because when I'm having these things, I always come back better and stronger.
My illness was very rare. So I used to get teased at school, like, oh, Chigs is from Maudsley Hospital, which is a mental health hospital in Camberwell.
Yeah.
And so, like, me having a bad temper as well, obviously, you know, as a child, I used to get into fights quite regularly, and I didn't care how big you were, I was ready to fight you. I used to even fight you and get beaten up, but still come after you.
What do you feel like after that's happened? You've had a seizure. What is it? What's the feeling? Is it a down feeling? How do you feel after? Like, what's going on mentally?
Yeah. Do you know, like, straight after I've had a seizure and I've been with my mum and I've seen the effect it's had on her, like, because I'm also, it is like you are in limbo. You're in a state of recovering and a state of emotion. As soon as I see my mum and I've come to, I get emotional because I feel that I've let her down.
Yeah.
And I have broken down and I've cried and I've hugged her and I've apologized to her because I feel like I've let myself get into that situation. When these things happen, it's not so much like I've let myself down, it's more I've let my mum down. And my younger sister, she was around, I was looking after her when I first started having episodes of seizures and blackouts, and I think it affected her a lot as well. And when she sees that happen, me having a seizure, it has a major effect on her as well. So I've got a sense of responsibility to control myself, my illness.
Like, I was watching this thing called Dr. Gabor Mate, and he talks about traumas and how traumas are addictive behavioral coping mechanisms. As we're growing up, we actually find some ways to deal with stuff that it fits and it works. And I've recognized it myself in my own life. It fits and it works for that moment in time. But as you grow older, it actually can become a damaging process.
100%. Where we spoke about that.
Yeah.
That when I was just speaking to him, just asked you that, I saw like you got really emotional there. Like, do you know what I mean? And like, obviously, what I will say is, I don't know, for me, I won't say touching, but whenever I see a man coming from where we're coming from and is able to release that emotion, and like, it's a thing, like, you know what I mean? Obviously, I don't want you to feel that way, but I respect it. Do you get what I'm saying? Because I feel,
do you know what?
People bottle things up, and that can lead to exploding, bro. We've all done it. We've exploded because we bottle these things up.
For me, I think as I said, our society is not really civilized. And the reason why I say that is because we don't care about individuals. We don't put anything into how an individual feels. We will just look at things by the masses. Do you get what I'm saying? And one size fits all.
Yeah.
And that's not how we are.
It's not life, and it's got to be bespoke. Everyone's gone through different things.
Right.
Me and you could have gone through the exact same thing, but it's going to affect us differently.
100%.
Grew up in the same household. Me, I was on road. My sister's nothing like that. We're in the same household though, bro.
Exactly.